we are going to learn about the flow of energy in water as it changes states. Water can change into 3 different states: solid, liquid, and gas. Sound familiar? As the energy in the water molecules increase, the stage of the water changes. Conversely, the stage of water also changes as the energy of the molecules decrease. The way the molecules are organized or structured also changes. A solid's molecules are organized in a rigid structure that remains in a fixed shape. Solids have a fixed volume. In order for water to turn into a solid, it must go through a process called freezing. Water must reach a temperature of 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. When the water reaches these temperatures, the heat energy in the water is reduced, and the water molecules begin to slow down their movement. They move closer together, eventually sticking together to form one rigid structure. One example of solid water is an ice cube. What would happen if we put those ice cubes outside in the hot summer sun? They would begin to melt into liquid water. The heat energy from the sun speeds up the motion of the water molecules in the solid ice. This causes the water to warm up and go through the process of melting into a liquid. A liquid's molecules are not fixed into place, nor are they rigid. They actually slide past one another, which is why water flows. Water also has a fixed volume. When the solid ice cubes reach their melting point, the heat energy in the water molecules speed up, which means they are heating up as well. Eventually, the water molecules begin to separate, becoming less rigid. The water molecules are now able to slide past one another, forming liquid water. Now, let's think back to those ice cubes. They're sitting in the hot sun. The ice cubes will eventually melt into a puddle of water. As the puddle sits in the hot sun, the water will begin to turn into vapor, going from a liquid to a gas. This process is called evaporation. Gas molecules are not rigid and have no fixed shape. They move freely, quickly, and randomly through the air, occasionally bumping into one another. Gas does not have a fixed volume. Now our ice cubes are a gas, but what if we wanted to turn them back into a liquid? Let's say we put our ice cubes into a glass and left them out in the warm summer sun. The liquid water would soon begin to evaporate. As the evaporated water molecules begin to cool back down, the heat energy in the water molecules would decrease, and the speed at which the molecules move would slow down. They begin moving closer together in the air. When they come together, they create small liquid water droplets. These water droplets collect on the outside of the glass. This process is called condensation. Let's review what we learned. Today we talked about the flow of energy in water as it changes states. These processes include freezing, melting, evaporation, and condensation.